Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, what say the Mile High Mouth, and today we're going to take a look at, the Game Boy games that you can play on the Nintendo Switch right now. Because they just added Game Boy and Game Boy Advance to it. There's a Game Boy game in here that's like a Mahjong type game. There's some games that are different between the two regions, so if you have the ability to get in the regions, so do it. I would suggest it. I have two accounts, one that's in Japan, one that's in the US, and that allows me to get these. Anyways, first let's talk about the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games that are not part of these. And we probably won't see as part of them because, just that way. Anywho, this is a Game Boy Advance game. There's a Game Boy version of this on here. There's a Game Boy version of this. This one has the Game Boy and a Game Boy Color Palette version of Aladdin, The Lion King, and The Jungle Book. This one has Castlevania Adventure 1 and 2. This has Castlevania games that were on the Game Boy Advance. That would be Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Aria of Sorrow. This one has Operation C, and I think it's got the Game Boy version of Contra 3. I'm trying to remember. I think it does. I'll have to check in a moment. This one has Mega Man 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one has Final Fantasy Adventure. And this one has Final Fantasy Legend 1, 2, and 3. This one has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, 3. This is just Shantae. Eventually, we're supposed to also get Extreme Sports at some point. By the way, this version here has the Game Boy Advance extras. Because there's different and multiple versions of games, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with those when they get to them. But yeah, let's actually check Counter Anniversary Collection for a moment. I'm I probably should. I should check this one. Okay, Konami. Yeah, does this one have an M2? Okay. Oh, by the way, this video is mostly going over Game Boy games that you can play on the Nintendo Switch. Nope. It does not have the, it has Operation C, but it does not have Contra 3, The Alien Wars, which has a really good Game Boy adaptation, so that's something they could do in the future. And I kind of hope that they do. And by the way, this also, of course, has the Japanese version of it. But let's get out of that for a moment. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Game Boy. Okay, so these are the Game Boy games that were out there. Now there's games that look like Game Boy games, but they're not, and we're not including those. And the people who put out these, like Cubite Classic or so, they also have the rights to Bubble Ghost and a couple other things, so we're expecting them to put those out eventually. And those collections will have the Game Boy versions of that. I've been hoping to get a copy of the NES version and the Game Boy version of Bubble Ghost. That one would be great. Anywho, let's dive into these. So these were released today, and what we're going to do is we're going to go over the games, my thoughts on these, and then what they're worth. We're going off of price charting, and I will add up everything for those two, so we can find out how much the games are worth based off of video game price charting. Hold on. Sorry, had to move the microphone stuff. Good microphone stand. Good boy. You're good. This is me patting you on the head. See who's a good microphone. You are. Anywho, back to this. When they announced Game Boy stuff, I was like, oh, finally. And then the initial lineup is a little bit 15 games were released essentially. Well, 16 technically, because there's a game in here that wasn't on other stuff. But there's some twists to these which I want to go over, by the way. Also, I kind of feel like there's actually technically more in here than you would think because of different variations. Although I'm a little annoyed about some of it. Okay, so you have Link's Awakening DX, and then you have the European versions in French and German. I've played this game so much, rather, that I've played through it in other languages too. I've beaten Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening in every language that's available that I can get a hold of. Now with Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, though, there's the original version, the fixed version, and then the DX version. They went with the DX version because it's the Game Boy Color one, but I wish they'd had the original one there, mainly because that select glitch. Because without the select glitch, you can't, like, break the game in weird ways. I mean, this one has some glitches, but not anywhere near like the first edition. Which, funny enough, the first edition is on the Game & Watch that they put out. By the way, the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, if you purchase it separately, like loose, because I go off the loose prices, will set you back $46.66. Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, is over here. Pretty good game. Super Mario Land 2 will set you back about $19.02 loose. Wario Land 3, which I'm surprised it went Wario Land 3 instead of Wario Land 2 or Wario Land 1. Now with Wario Land 2, they're likely going to put out the Game Boy Color version. And so not the Game Boy version, because there's two different versions of that. Now, Wario Land 3, though, if you were to purchase Wario Land 3 loose, that would set you back $27.49. We're like maybe 3 games into this, and already there's $91.17 worth of games. Now let's get into these. Tetris. Now, this is, of course, the US Tetris. And I checked the Japanese one, and the Japanese one is not a minuet version of Tetris. They're all the version 2s, essentially. And Tetris by itself, though, will set you back 11.62. And now Metroid 2 will set you back $32.50. Okay. Plus Kirby's Dream Land 2, sorry, Kirby's Dream Land, not Kirby's Dream Land 2. Kirby's Dream Land 2 is amazing, though, so I hope we get that one soon. I want Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Block Ball, Kirby's Pinball Land. There's so many. They already showed Kirby's Tilt and Tumble as one that's coming to this, so I'm pretty happy about that, because that has motion control. And it'll be interesting to see how they adapt that. But also, some of these... Okay, so Tetris has online multiplayer now. Yeah. Think about that for a moment. It's amazing. So, Kirby's Dream Land, if you were to purchase it loose, would set you back $24.99. And then Game & Watch Gallery 3, which is amazing. It's the one with a lot of hidden games in it. Although I hope that they put out the originals at some point. Loose, that would set you back $10.75. And then, weirdly enough, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. Odd choice, but it's a THQ Nordic release title, which means that, all these THQ titles that were on the Game Boy, like, there's a bunch. Yeah, list of THQ games for the Game Boy Color. Some of these ones, like, let's move this by platform. Let's go over the Game Boy stuff. I don't expect to see things like Home Alone or The Flash or some of their games. I mean, Disney's The Jungle Book from them was already released as part of those other ones. Let's see, what do they have? Oh, they had an Earthworm. No, they had Earthworm Jim on the Game Boy Advance, by the way. We might see that. And what else? They own a bunch of different stuff. It'll be interesting to see what stuff comes over. Okay, because, like, there's a bunch of stuff that they distributed, and, yeah. I'm interested to see what they do with that, because, like, Pinball of the Dead is something of theirs, and that would be interesting to see on the Game Boy Advance stuff. Puyo Pop, Columns Crown, yeah. Yeah, let's see here. THQ Nordic GB Game Boy games. I'm going to check Nintendo Life for that one. Oh, they don't have the Game Boy lists. Okay, we're going back. Let's see here. THQ Nordic Games. Let's go by platform. They own a lot. Switch, PlayStation, blah, 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 blah. Wait. What did they have here? We're still looking to see what they have games published. What games did they distribute? A lot of games they distributed, but what are the games that they made? Well, we'll find out. Anyways, Alone in the Dark will set you back a boot. Oh, where is it? Alone in the Dark would set you back about $26.16. And then last but certainly not least is Gargoyle's Quest, which would set you back $36.64. So just the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games alone is worth about $233.83 loose. So good selection. That is so weird that Alone in the Dark got released, though. That's so weird. And let's go... No, let's go here. There we are. We're opening up the Japanese one. Which, by the way... Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX doesn't have... okay, so there was censorship in Link's Awakening. The original Japanese version is uncensored. There's certain stuff that was changed to be more universal when it moved to DX. But one of the ones they had there that was kind of interesting was this Mahjong game. And sadly, I'm just going to put that as being something like $8 because I don't know what that technically costs. So we're going to, if you have both a Japanese account and an English account, you've got about maybe, give or take, $241.83 worth of games, I think. Yeah. So, this version of Tetris, though, does not contain the little error, like the no dash, or the minuet version. Now, there's a lot of these that were released with minuet, though, so that's actually not as rare as people are saying. I would not pay over $30 for it. Anyways, let's go to the Game Boy Advance games. Now, let's check and see what they had in Japan. And then we're going to take a look and see if there's anything that was in Japan that wasn't in the US. Because, it's very possible that we'll get some games going forward that were only in Japanese. Yeah, there's only 6 games released today. And some of them are a little odd. And I'm going to go over what makes Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3 odd in a little bit. Let's open this one. So, one thing I find kind of great, though, about this is that Kuru Kuru Kurin is finally released in English, or sort of. This game over here, this game was not released in the United States. It was not released in the United States. And I find that kind of amusing. I mean, it's perfectly playable, but it wasn't released in the US initially. We never technically got this. Also, I like the fact that the Game Boy Advance emulation doesn't have, it's not overly dark. Okay. Yep. I don't know if this was released in Europe, but it wasn't released in the United States. Oh gosh. Oh. Oh, and there's rewind stuff too. There we go. Okay, let's get out of here to the game selection. This thing gives me hope, though. And the reason it gives me hope is because there might be some games that have actual official translations or will get official translations, if you know what I mean. I would like Earthbound endings. Or Earthbound, like Earthbound Mother 3, you know? This is a chance. Now, this one right here, oddly enough, like we have the European versions, of course, but yeah, this was not released in the United States. It's got like no. Do you see the lack of a rating? Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, there's also online stuff for these. And there's small differences between Minish Cap in Europe and Minish Cap in the United States, including translation differences. This one, though, has a ton of different translations already included with it, and it's a bit more stable. They both have different things that make them unique, like different bits, if you will. Anyways, Minish Cap would set you back about $79.97. Let's see here. Actually, let me take some look here. 2, 2, 3, plus 8. So we're looking at. Okay, so all together with those. Okay, so Minish Cap would set you back $79.97. Since Kururin was never released in the United States, I'm going to put it as loose as being 8. Now, Super Mario Advance, Super Mario Brothers 3. What's interesting about this one is that they included all the extra levels that you could only unlock with the game cards. You had to use the little barcode scanner, the little that Nintendo had, to swipe in some cards and unlock levels. This you don't have to. You can just dig into it, which is kind of nice. Anywho, that right there would set you back, if you were purchasing it loose, would set you back $21.58. Okay. So between those three games, we're already at like $109.55. Now let's look at Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga would normally set you back about $33.82. Okay. And then Mario Kart Super Circuit would set you back $22.55 loose. And then WarioWare over here would set you back $45 even. So that actually comes up to there's about $210.92 worth of Game Boy Advance games in here, plus the 241.83 from the Game Boy games, and you have about 452.75. And I am super hyped for this. Mainly because, one, Mission Cap is an amazing game and one of the few Legend of Zelda games with the sound test. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is absolutely a gem. Really great writing, really funny, and a really good sequel to Super Mario RPG, which we still haven't gotten on the Super Nintendo stuff. Mario Kart Super Circuit is a fun little game, but I could take it or leave it. It's got online play now, though. Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario 4, Super Mario Advance 4. It has a 4-player version of Mario Brothers and all those extra levels. WarioWare is fantastic. And Kururin is an interesting little oddity. I'll be honest though, I'm looking at these. There's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to, right? So Pokemon Card is getting a release on this. Same with the Legend of Zelda Triforce. The Oracle of Ages things. The Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. Super Mario Land 2 didn't make it here yet. And the thing about that gets me about that is that I'm surprised they didn't launch with it, but I'm also not too surprised. There are some games that I'm surprised they haven't put on here yet because I expect them to do it, and here's why. There are some games for here that I think they will release at some point. For example, Balloon Kid is one, but I don't want them to release the U.S. version of Balloon Kid. There's a Game Boy Color version, an official Game Boy Color version of Balloon Kid. So I hope they put that out instead. The ones I'm really looking forward to seeing, though, Radar Mission, actually. And the reason for Radar Mission is Tetris, you have online play. Radar Mission with online play is just Battleship and a good version of it. There are so many different Game Boy games that I'm like, oof, yes, put it out there, thank you. For example, Gargoyle's Quest 2, Roland's Journey. You know what would be hilarious if they put out what is it? Amazing Tater? Yeah. That would be funny if they'd put that out. I would laugh. Because right now, some of the most expensive Game Boy games... Oh, Trip World. They could put Trip World on here. Trip World would work. Trip World would be a good one. I want Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land, Wario Land 2. Oh man, Wario Land 4 and Golden Sun's coming to the Game Boy Advance stuff. Same with Fire Emblem and some stuff like that. So that's good. But yeah, thinking about it, there's so many Game Boy games that they could put on here. Since it looks like they're not afraid to put stuff that's a little redundant on here, I expect them to put in Super Mario Advance 1, 2, 3. So that's Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 4, Super Mario World, and then Yoshi's Island. Yeah. And I also expect them to do Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. Yep. Oh, one thing I find kind of amusing. You know how this thing had Game Boy printer attachment, right? You could get these little pictures and you could print them out as stickers. They made a printer that can sync with the Nintendo Switch, right? Bloop, 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 bloop. And you can go into stuff on the Nintendo Switch, right? And you can print stuff out. Like, for example, some of these weirdly artistic photos of characters and stuff from games. You can print those out as stickers. There was a thing they had too. They mentioned it with when Pokemon that new Pokemon Snap came out, that you could do that. I'm trying to remember the name of the printer. It's a Polaroid type printer, I think, if I remember correctly. You can print out stickers, full color little stickers. So that's something you could do with this. Oh, some other stuff that I want to mention about this is that Game and Watch Gallery 1 in Japan is different from the first one that we got over here. We got that as Game Boy Gallery. Game & Watch Gallery 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be good. I mean, we have 3 right here. So we just need 4, 2, and 1. There's so many games that I want to see on this. I want to see Capcom do the right thing, along with like Konami. I want to see Konami do the right thing and put Survival Kids on here. Ooh, yes, that would be good. Ooh, and Metal Gear Solid. So, this opens up so many possibilities. I'm pretty happy about that. We're supposed to be getting Metroid Fusion, which means we could also get Metroid Zero Mission. I think we probably will get, I don't think Nintendo has any problem with stuff being redundant. So we could get Donkey Kong Land 1, 2, 3. And we could get Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color. Then Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3 for the Game Boy Advance. Oh man, Banjo Pilot. Oh, what if we get Banjo-Kazooie, the Gruntilda one, like Gruntilda's Revenge, which is technically Banjo-Kazooie 3, but on the Game Boy Advance. Some stuff I would be surprised if we got would be like Conker's Pocket Tales, although that would be Game Boy Color only. And there's actually 2 different games. There's 2 different versions of it. Then I'd be interested to see if they put out Tetris DX, like the Game Boy Color one. Because they put out the original Game Boy one, but the Game Boy Color one is pretty good too. Let's think it's like what, Tetris GBC, I think, or something like that. Anywho, the other stuff that I want to see in here. Oh, Warlocked. This stuff just makes me happy to see. Tetris. Which, by the way, a couple things I want to mention about this. Like, let's say that you save this where there's 3 different options. You can do Game Boy Color, Game Boy, or the Game Boy Pocket, which is just black and white. I prefer the Game Boy Pocket one, right? Oh, and if you were playing this in quote, color, end quote, and you switch it to black and white or whatever, it'll be the black and white one. I hear you, Maya. Oh, fun fact. These are line clear modes, and if you clear this one, you get like the full credits. You get some stuff in there, and this game is actually pretty tough because you can't hold your bricks like you can on most modern versions. So most people will be completely lost as to what to do. Oh gosh, yeah, and it levels up. It goes pretty quick. Oh gosh. Because you can't bank anything, you can't instantly drop anything. You have to do a different thing. You have to break them down like this. Oh, I messed up. I hear you, Maya. And you're like, why did you mess up, Philip? I messed up. Whoa, hey there. Watch the claws. Hey, no. Oh gosh. It's soft locked on there. Maya, I'm blaming you. No talkus. No talk. No talk. Please, thank you. Hey. Okay, hold on. Why are you doing that? Okay, I hear you. You good? Okay. You gonna let me play my Tetris? Cats are aloof and don't want affection. Yeah, they do. Okay. It's funny. She'll come over and poke me on the leg with her claws to get my attention. And then when I give her attention, she's like, nope, gotta run away. Oh no. Oh no. Ah, nope, we didn't do it. We'll get it, we'll get it. Oh man. The problem at this speed though is that some of these blocks are a liability. Because remember, they instantly lock. Ah! Yeah. There's no instant drop, so you don't have to worry about that. Oh my gosh. I think I messed up. Ah! Yeah, I did. Okay, let's try this. We're gonna keep playing till I get that, because I can beat this. It's been so long. Oh, it's so different, because like newer Tetris games make you soft in comparison to old school Tetris. Old school brutal Tetris. There's no holds. There's no well like stuff. There's no instant drops. Well, the no instant drops is good if you're playing with a pro controller, because pro controllers are notorious for instant drops. God, the music's so good. Yeah. We're gonna put that off to the side. Although anything touching will kill you. Ugh, I can't believe I slipped up on that one. So we gotta be very careful. No! You see how easy that can be to lose? And the worst part is, you know when you made your mistakes. That's the thing about Tetris. Tetris lets you know. Tetris finds a way. Oh, I messed up. I could probably still recover it. Ugh, this is not gonna recover. I'm gonna lose. Ah! Easy slide there for a moment. No! Gosh dang it. Ah! We're gonna keep going, by the way. Yeah, this could be a long video. We're gonna keep going till we get that. Ooh, this is a good setup. I messed up. That wouldn't be a mess up if it were in any modern Tetris. That would not have been a mess up. In this one though, that's a mess up. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice a big part of the line. Yeah, we messed up. Try it again. Whew. I will get into my groove. Yes. Whew. Okay. That's okay. Oh gosh. Did you see that? Oh my goodness. That was a thing. I could probably use the save states, you know, and the, like for example, you could do this, right? Yeah, like that. That would make it too easy though. And we don't really want to do that. Winning by that way is not winning. Although I do want to show you what happens when you beat that one thing, because it's kind of cool. No! Got down to 13 lines. So the thing is to always be clearing. And because there is a little bit of RNG involved, you're not always gonna get lucky. In fact, you will rarely get lucky. Oh, we messed up. We can come back from it though. We just need to be very careful about See that right there? We know what happened. Oh. See? Let's just put it right there. Oh no. Ah! Whatever, we still lost. Ooh, that's a really good start. No, that's a bad start. Ah. Oh, and T-spins are not a thing. Because these almost instant stick. There's no such thing as a T-spin in like the original stuff. Yeah. Because they instantly bond. Which I think a lot of people would be like, what? Why did everybody think this Tetris was good? This Tetris is good because it's good. No! King Shark is a shark. Anyways, that one. And let's pop that into there. And that one to there. No! Oh. Okay, trying again. So I'm playing this with the 8-bit DOE SN Pro Plus. Pro 2 Plus, I mean. Because it's got a pretty good D-pad. I should probably be playing this with a Super Nintendo controller. Also, what are they going to do about Super Game Boy stuff? Like, what about Donkey Kong? 94, I mean. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I hope that they go with the full Super Game Boy route. Because one thing, too, is that, like, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX has Super Game Boy features. But they went with just doing the Game Boy Color stuff instead. Which I think is probably the best experience for most people. for that game. Although it would be kind of nice to have that option. To be like, hey, here's the Game Boy, Super Game Boy version of this. Yeah. Double. Can't relax though. This could easily go to heck. Like, super quick. In fact, it's already doing that. It's like, aha. We don't have to worry about clearing all the way to the bottom. We need to worry about clearing the lines. And sometimes you gotta make a few weird choices. Because, like I said, it's more about clearing the lines than getting a high score so much. You're likely not going to get lucky enough to get like a Tetris in something like this, in this mode. Unless you're playing it from like where you clear a certain amount of lines. Oh, give me a black one next. Nope. I guess not. No? Okay. BAM! Do 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 do. Yeah. All right. Also, it's kind of nice to be able to save a score. I love this. By the way, there's different small endings for every single one of these ones if you're playing them high. And 8 is the endless type mode. But one thing I like about this, watch. Bing! Like, I can save little high scores and junk. I was messing around with these earlier. But yeah. Oh, that's Tetris. Anywho, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this. I like it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And what Game Boy games do you want to see on there? Oh, Mole Mania. We need Mole Mania. Like, Mole Mania would have, could have, should have been a launch title. Imagine if it launched with that. That would have been amazing. Oh, we need Mole Mania. We need Castlevania Legend. Oof, we need Survival Kids. Oh yeah, so definitely Survival Kids. Metal Gear Solid. Ooh, Metal Gear Solid though. That's gonna be a really good day if we ever get that. That's one of the best Metal Gear games. Donkey Kong 94. Space Invaders 94. Oh man. We see this right here from Capcom. You know what I think would be hilarious? If we got Street Fighter 2 on the Game Boy for this. Yeah. Anyways, I do want to go back to here for a second and show off a little bit. like the Game Boy Legacy. If you're a fan of Game Boy games, there are a ton of them now on the Nintendo Switch, which are fully playable and available. Some of these cost some money. For example, Castlevania Advance Collection, amazing. Mega Man Zero ZX Collection, also amazing. Like, there are so many A tier games. Final Fantasy Saga, sorry, Final Fantasy Legend 1, 2, and 3 on here. Great games. Legend 3 is amazing. Legend 2 has some of the best music. But then there's also Final Fantasy Adventure over here. And one thing I kind of like is that most of these allow you to play them in real black and white. As they should be. But yeah. Oh. Welcome home, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. I'm looking forward to your bright future. Yay! Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think, and until next video comes out, you are now caught up. Morning, Maya!